The Dreaming Tree by Ruby Fink. Prelude. Many years ago, when Walt Disney was but a boy, he and his brother Roy played under a great cottonwood tree in the small town of Marceline, Missouri. Young Walt had many adventures sitting beneath the tree, yet he never left the patch of land beneath it. He dreamed his adventures of cartoons and talking animals and kingdoms where children would laugh and play and be safe together. Later in life, when Walt Disney grew up, he built those kingdoms in France, America, Japan, and China. He even created talking animals like Mickey and Mufasa. Young Walt named his cottonwood his Dreaming Tree. This book is inspired by Walt Disney's tree and by all the trees around this wonderful world that become dreaming trees, because children dare to dream beneath them. Once, there was a little boy and a little girl who had a tree. This wasn't any ordinary tree. It was a dreaming tree where anything was possible. Sometimes they would climb up into the branches, and as the wind made the tree sway, they would pretend it was a pirate ship, and they were searching for buried treasure. Other times, the leaves turned red, and they became acrobats inside of a circus tent, and the little animals became their audience. One day, the world stopped. The little boy and the little girl were told they had to stay inside. The streets were quiet without the rush of busy life, and the children could hear stars singing, the birds and animals whispering secrets. In the stillness, the little boy and girl heard their dreaming tree calling, "Come outside and play." They did, running outside to climb up into the branches, past squirrels nibbling on nuts, past songbirds nestling for the night, past swarms of moths who floated like gossamer under the light of the moon. They climbed. It seemed that no matter how high they climbed, their dreaming tree still grew taller. Soon they were so high they could see the whole city down below, still and quiet, with everyone sleeping peacefully. Large animals had come out in the quiet. Deer nibbled on the grass in parks, coyotes and wolves howled at the moon, and ducks and swans swam in rivers and ponds. But still the wind tugged at their hair and tickled their bare feet and whispered, "Climb higher, climb higher." The branches of their dreaming tree stretched up into the clouds, and the little boy and girl could see there were more children, stepping off their dreaming trees and playing in the sky. Among the stars, anything was possible. But who needs language to play hide and seek among the clouds, to stretch the rays of the sun to the darker corners of the world, to ride a shooting star, or paint a rainbow across the sky? All the children could play leapfrog among the cumulus clouds, or jump into a stratus cloud, making fluffy angels in the sunset, or use cirrus clouds as a jump rope. And in that magical place in the sky, the branches of the dream trees wound around each other, linking together into a marvelous house where all the children could live. Some of the dreaming trees were fruit trees, like peach and apple and mango and plum and pear and avocado and banana and orange. Squirrels, chipmunks, and birds brought the children nuts and seeds to provide fresh food and juice to keep them fed every day. At night, the children curled up in their dreaming tree house, and the wind in the branches rocked them all to sleep. Down on the earth, the world was so quiet without the cars and the rush of busy life. Even the adults could hear the plants and animals talking, and they listened and learned all the best ways to take care of the earth. Rain fell plentifully, and the sun shone gently. The air was clean, and everyone shared what they had, so there was enough for all. People started looking towards the sky, noticing the most amazing things. rainbows that stretched across the horizon even though there was no rain, clouds that took the shape of baby animals, and at night, families of shooting stars that seemed to race each other across the sky. This is amazing. How is this possible? People asked, stopping to see the marvels in the sky. It's the children, someone else realized. Let's start the world again. How do we get them to come home? The adults tried calling, "Come back," but the children were too far away to hear. We need to be louder. The adults rushed into their houses to get pots and pans and banged loudly on them with spoons. They honked horns, blew whistles. Some ran into churches and rang the giant bells. The sound of the bells tolling could be heard loud and clear, calling, "Come home, children, come home." The children in the sky heard the noise and saw people outside again, trying to get their attention, and were overjoyed. "Look, the world has started again," they cheered. "But should we leave our home in the sky?" "Yes. We miss our mom and dad," said the little boy and girl, and many of the other children agreed. "We want to go home." Some of the little children began to cry. "Will we see each other again?" "We are children of the same world," said the older children. "We'll meet again." And so it was decided. Every child climbed down their dreaming tree, back to their homes and warm beds, each taking a little bit of sunshine with them. And every time someone around them needed cheering up, they would pull out their little piece of light and help them smile again. As for the dreaming trees, they never grew high enough to touch the clouds again. But the children always knew that when it came to their special trees, everything was possible, including reuniting once more. But not in the treehouse. Instead, in the cities and parks of this wonderful world. And they knew one another instantly when they showed each other their little piece of sky. This has been Ruby Fink, reading The Dreaming Tree by Ruby Fink. Thank you for listening.